As summer heat shifts into cooler fall, the air is crisp and the leaves are changing color. Welcome to the spooky season. Our favorite, in our opinion. Dark and stormy nights are the perfect atmosphere to curl up on the couch to watch the latest horror flick. As you settle in, your heart starts racing, palms are sweating, and you're fighting the urge to cover your eyes. But why? Why do we subject ourselves to this cinematic torture? And more importantly, what's going on in our brains when we do? Grab your popcorn, dim the lights, and prepare to be both terrified and amazed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to join our community of fear enthusiasts and brain explorers as we take a terrifying tour through the twisted corridors of your mind to uncover 10 spooky facts about how horror movies affect your brain. Number 1. Fiction or reality? Here's a scary thought. When you're watching a horror movie, part of your brain actually believes it's happening for real. That's right. Your amygdala, the brain's fear center, doesn't distinguish between real and imagined threats. So when you see that creepy clown on screen, your brain reacts as if it's right there in the room with you. A 2020 study published in Neuroimage found that horror movies activate the same neural pathways as real-life fear experiences. Your brain goes into full-on survival mode, triggering the fight or flight response. Your heart rate increases, pupils dilate, and stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline flood your system. It's like your brain is throwing an impromptu Halloween party, and everyone's invited, whether you like it or not. But don't worry, you're not going crazy. Your prefrontal cortex, the logical part of your brain, eventually kicks in to remind you it's just a movie. It's like having an internal voice of reason saying, chill out, it's just CGI. This cognitive dissonance, the conflict between your emotional and rational responses, is part of what makes horror movies so thrilling. Number 2, horror movies can actually make you smarter. Sort of. Believe it or not, watching scary movies might give your brain a workout. A study published in the journal Emotion found that people who watched horror movies showed improved pattern recognition skills immediately afterward. It's like your brain goes into hypervigilant mode, becoming more adept at spotting potential threats. This heightened state of awareness can carry over into real life, potentially making you more observant and quick thinking. So the next time someone questions your horror movie habit, just tell them you're engaging in some cognitive enhancement. It's basically like going to the gym, but for your brain, but with more screaming. Number 3, your brain releases a cocktail of feel-good chemicals. Ever wonder why some people are addicted to horror movies? It turns out, being scared can actually feel pretty good, at least to your brain. When you watch a scary movie, your brain releases a delightful cocktail of neurotransmitters and hormones. First up is dopamine, the reward chemical. It's the same neurotransmitter released when you eat chocolate or fall in love. Then there's serotonin, which regulates mood and can produce feelings of well-being. And let's not forget about endorphins, the body's natural painkillers that can induce a sense of euphoria. Dr. Margie Kerr, a sociologist and author of Scream: Chilling Adventures in the Science of Fear, explains that this chemical rush is especially potent when the scary experience ends. It's like your brain is saying, phew, we survived, let's celebrate. This post-scare high is part of what keeps horror fans coming back for more. Number 4, horror movies can strengthen relationships. Really, here's a plot twist for you. Watching horror movies together might actually bring you closer to your friends or significant other. A study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that shared scary experiences can increase feelings of bonding and closeness. When we're scared, our brains release oxytocin, often called the cuddle hormone or love hormone. This chemical promotes social bonding and trust. So when you and your movie buddy are both terrified, Your brains are secretly conspiring to make you feel more connected. Additionally, the shared experience of overcoming fear together can create a sense of camaraderie. It's like you've been through a fictional war together. So the next time you're looking for a unique date night idea, maybe consider a horror movie marathon. Just be prepared for some extra cuddling. Number 5, your brain becomes desensitized over time, but that's not necessarily bad. If you're a horror movie aficionado, you might have noticed that it takes more to scare you now than when you first started watching scary flicks. That's because your brain is adapting and becoming desensitized to fear stimuli. A study published in the journal Emotion found that people who frequently watch horror movies show less neural reactivity to negative stimuli over time. In other words, their brains don't freak out as much when exposed to scary or disturbing content. But before you start worrying that you're turning into a cold-hearted monster, know that this desensitization can have some benefits. It might help you stay calmer in stressful real-life situations. Think of it as fear resistance training. You're basically turning yourself into a superhero, one jump scare at a time. Number 6, horror movies can help you face your real-life fears. Believe it or not, watching horror movies might actually help you conquer your real-life phobias. It's a concept called exposure therapy, and it's a well-established psychological treatment for various anxiety disorders. Dr. Matthias Clayson, a horror researcher, suggests that horror movies provide a safe way to experience fear and practice coping strategies. It's like a fear simulator where you can train your brain to handle scary situations without any real danger. A study published in the Journal of Anxiety Disorders found that exposure to fear-inducing stimuli in a controlled environment, like watching a scary movie, can help reduce anxiety responses over time. So if you're afraid of clowns, maybe watching it isn't such a bad idea after all. Just maybe don't watch it alone, in the dark, with a red balloon nearby. Number 7, your brain plays tricks on you, and horror movies know it. Horror movies are masters of manipulation, and they use your brain's own quirks against you. One of these quirks is called pattern recognition gone wild. Your brain is constantly trying to make sense of the world, sometimes seeing patterns or faces where there are none. This phenomenon, known as pareidolia, is why you might see a creepy face in the shadows or mistake a coat rack for a lurking figure. Horror filmmakers exploit this tendency by using suggestive shadows, ambiguous shapes, and quick cuts to make you imagine threats that aren't really there. It's like they're collaborating with your imagination to create the ultimate scare. Another brain trick horror movies love to use is the uncanny valley effect. This is the unsettling feeling we get when something looks almost human, but not quite. It's why dolls, clowns, and zombies are such popular horror tropes. They tap into this deep-seated discomfort in our brains. Number 8, horror movies can temporarily alter your perception of reality. Ever finish watching a scary movie and feel like the real world seems a bit off? That's because horror movies can temporarily alter your perception of reality. This phenomenon is known as the excitation transfer process. When you're in a state of heightened arousal, like when watching a scary movie, your brain becomes more sensitive to stimuli. This heightened state can persist even after the movie ends, making ordinary things seem more intense or threatening. A study published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that people who had just watched a scary movie were more likely to overestimate threats in their environment. So if you find yourself checking under the bed or jumping at shadows after a horror movie marathon, don't worry. It's just your brain being extra cautious. Think of it as a temporary superpower, heightened paranoia man. Number 9, your brain craves the controlled fear experience. Here's a paradox for you. Your brain actually enjoys being scared, as long as it knows it's in a safe environment. This phenomenon is called controlled fear, or safe threat, and it's the reason why horror movies, roller coasters, and haunted houses are so popular. Dr. Glenn Sparks, a professor of communication at Purdue University, explains that this controlled fear allows us to experience the physiological arousal of fear, increased heart rate, adrenaline rush, without any real danger. It's like your brain is saying, let's practice being scared, just in case we need it later. This safe exploration of fear can have psychological benefits too. It allows us to confront and process our anxieties in a controlled setting. So, in a way, watching horror movies is like going to therapy, just with more chainsaws and fewer couches. Number 10. Horror movies can improve your emotional regulation skills. Last but not least, here's a spooky fact that might make you feel better about your horror movie habit. Watching scary films can actually improve your emotional regulation skills. Emotional regulation is the ability to manage and respond to an emotional experience, and it's a crucial life skill. A study published in the Journal of Psychology found that people who frequently watch horror movies report better emotional regulation skills and higher levels of psychological resilience. It's like these horror fans have been unknowingly training their brains to handle stress and fear more effectively. By exposing yourself to frightening content in a controlled environment, you're giving your brain practice in managing fear responses. It's like emotional weightlifting. You're building up your mental muscles to better handle real-life scares. From triggering fight or flight responses to improving your emotional regulation skills, scary movies do a whole lot more than just make you jump out of your seat. The next time you're settling in for a horror movie marathon, remember, you're not just entertaining yourself, but your brain is getting a workout, releasing feel-good chemicals, strengthening your relationships, and maybe even preparing you for real-life challenges. Of course, horror movies aren't for everyone, and that's okay. Some people are more sensitive to scary stimuli, and there's nothing wrong with opting for a rom-com instead. But for those of us who love a good scare, it's nice to know that our horror habit might actually be doing our brains some good. So go ahead, dim the lights, grab your popcorn, and press play on that terrifying title. Your brain is ready for the ride, even if you're watching through your fingers. Click here if you want to know how music affects your brain.